It's a wonderful morning to wake up and do some work problems. I am Mr. Ish. Thank you for joining me for this video. Earlier we've looked at a video on work problems. This is another video where the questions are tweaked slightly to be a bit more difficult than the ones we saw in that video. I would encourage you to look at that video first so you can see how these type of questions are solved, because in this we're getting directly into the question. I'll add a little tag in this video which can link you to that other video on work problems. Our question number 1 is this: working alone, person or object can do a project in 6 days. Working alone, B can do it in 9 days. If A, B, and C can complete the project together in 3 days, that is, you have 3 entities working together to complete it in 3 days, how long would it take for C, working alone, to do that same project? It's not too hard. I won't use capital letters, I'll just use these lowercase. A can take 6 days, B can take 9 days. We have to see how much C takes and we'll call that X. We know the general formula for these type of expressions from the other video. We know everything is done here in 3 days. Our general formula is something like this: X over A plus X over B is equal to 1, where this represents, in terms of X, the amount of time needed for entities or people to work together to do that same job. We already know that value, and that's 3. Plugging that 3 into this equation form would be something like this: 3 over 6. This represents the amount of time it takes for A to do the job as a group. 3 days, but individually A can do it in 6 days. That's A. B would be 3 over 9, right? It's always X here on the top. Don't confuse this X for that X. It's always the number of hours on the top to complete the task together, divided by the number of hours it takes for that entity or a person to do it on their own. 3 over 6 plus 3 over 9, and we're trying to determine how long it takes for C to do it alone, and of course working as a group it's still 3, and it's equal to 1. This right here is our equation. We have to solve for that X. Remember, look at that other video and very well will clue you in into how this is being done. 3 over 6 is 1 over 2. 3 over 9 is 1 over 3. Plus 3 over x is equal to 1. 1 over 2 plus 1 over 3 is a 5 over 6. Plus 3 over x is equal to 1. 3 over x is equal to 1 minus 5 over 6. 1 is the same thing as saying 6 over 6. 6 over 6 minus 5 over 6 is a 1 over 6. And then you can cross multiply and solve for x. X is equal to 18. 18 what? Days. C would take 18 days to complete this task alone, which person or object A can do it in 6 days, B can do it in 9 days. So C is relatively inefficient in completing the task, but a question is solved. What's the answer? The answer is 18 days for C to complete the task on their own. Our second question is a very interesting question, tweaked slightly to be a bit more difficult than the one we just saw. The question is this: person or entity A can complete a job working alone in 10 days. Entity or person B can complete that same job working alone but in 15 days. If A starts a job, the same job that we're talking about, and 2 days later B joins that job, how long does it take to finish the job together, working together towards completion of that job? What are the key points? A takes 10 days to do it alone. B takes 15 days to do that same job alone. A starts a job, but 2 days later B joins in. What do we know about A? If A is working a job and it takes 10 days, each day A is working and completing 1/10 of that job, right? Think about it. If A can complete a job in 10 days, each day it does only 1/10 of the job. And in these 2 days where it's working alone, it has done 2/10 of that job. Right? Because it had no help working alone. He or she or it has completed 2/10 of a job. Remember, A can be a machine or it could be a person. And B joins. We know the general formula is always X over A plus X over B is equal to 1, where A and B represent the amount of time these entities take to complete the job on their own. X represents the amount of time taken to do the job together. Our formula will be like this. We know when B joins, 2/10 of the job is already completed, so you'll have 2 over 10 plus now X, and now we'll put the A value and the B value. X here being what we're calculating for right here. How long does it take to finish the job? That's what we're calculating, and that represents X. A can do the job in 10 days, B can do the job in 15 days. Together, all of these proportionate fractions represent a complete job 1. We can solve for this. It's not too hard. You can do a common denominator over here and take 2 over 10 on the other side. I have a 2 over 10, I have a 1. 1 is the same thing as a 10 over 10. You can always do something like that, 10 over 10. 10 over 10 minus 2 over 10 is 8 over 10. So I have x over 10 plus x over 15 is equal to 8 over 10. Right? 1 is a 10 over 10. 10 over 10 minus 2 over 10 is 8 over 10. Common denominator here is 30. 10 goes in 33 times 3x. 15 goes in 32 times 2x is equal to 8 over 10. Take these zeros and just cancel them out because you could literally do that. Take 3 on the other side. 5x is equal to 3 times 8, 24. X is equal to 24 divided by 5. We can get a good decimal answer because I want to post an answer here in decimals. 24 divided by 5, and it gives me 4.8 days. And that's the answer for this question right here. It would take 4.8 days to complete this job, which A can do alone in 10 days, B can do in 15 days, and for the same job, A has already gotten a 2 days head start or has done 2 days worth of completion. B joins in and then they finish it in 4.8 days. And with that, I end this video. I will probably do another video here on work where we'll look at some of the questions which are slightly more difficult than this. Maybe not anytime soon, but eventually we will. Thank you. Stay tuned. Have a nice day. Bye.